Radical. All right, so I don't know if I've done one of these for the new year, but this might be the first radical recommendation for the new year. It is a channel called Fantasy Football Counselor. Now, I haven't seen anything other than 32 minutes out of 47 minutes of this one upload, but I have seen enough. I think this guy is really great in what he does, and even though, ironically, I'm probably not going to be paying as much attention to football, actual football games, I still get entertained by people, talking about football, if that makes any sense. Like, I'm not going to stop listening to Skip and Shannon, for instance, just because, well, I've come to the conclusion that a lot of football is actually rigged, at least the NFL. But yeah, this is a wonderful upload, and this is an interview that he has with the author of, I believe the book is The Fix Is In, talking about fixed sports, basically. And after these people in their conversation, they can enlighten people a whole lot better in exposing the rigging a lot better than I can. I think if you check this upload out, you will definitely be convinced that many, not just the NFL, but many of your sports through the years have had rigged outcomes. There's too much evidence. There's too much of Vegas involved. There's too much marketability. Look at the TV contracts. Too many instances where you're like, that didn't make sense. That didn't make sense. That game didn't make sense. How many penalties were in that game? They chose not to call the holding calls in that game. NFL, specifically, it's a game of inches. It's a game where literally the referees can decide, what is a first down? Look at the tuck rule, the Tom Brady tuck rule. And, Tom Brady retired, so congratulations on a great acting career, Tom Brady. I mean football career. He's a very talented man. Tom Brady is one of the most talented quarterbacks to ever play the game. Nobody can take that away from the man. But to be honest, some of those Super Bowls, some of those outcomes. I mean, his last Super Bowl was freaking in Tampa. Like, it literally was a home Super Bowl game. That's something, right? That was like last year, A lot of flags in that game. I talked about how I thought that game might have been a little rigged. I feel like I'm actually getting, I had a lot of pushback on that one last year, but I feel like, what's that word that you get? I'm forgetting the word right now. Vindicated. That's the word, vindicated. Because we see Mahomes, he's one of the darlings of the NFL. He's probably making some of the most money in the NFL. Mahomes is down. Okay, he will proverbially play ball. Mahomes is going to play ball. Mahomes threw that game versus Cincinnati. I mean, after listening to these guys talk about it, I've had people come here in the comment section basically agreeing and nodding their head like, listen, I'm a fan of Mahomes, but that sickened me. Mahomes threw that game. This guy's talking about the Rams, and he was right on the money. Right on the money when he said that he sensed a lot of things were happening around the Rams. And it's kind of weird that the Super Bowl is in LA this year. Kind of weird. Last year, it was in Tampa Bay. And maybe they'll go for the swerve right now because Tampa Bay won last year. Brady got number 7. And this year, maybe the Rams might lose a close one to Burrow. It's either going to be one or two stories. And they can choose whatever story they want to go with. Redemption. You have Matt Stafford, becoming the new quarterback of the Rams. And you have the hometown celebration at the end. You have Odell Beckham Jr., who is a very marketable character. How old is he? Maybe he's got to be getting close to maybe the end of his career. So I'm not sure. At least the end of his prime. So he's very marketable. Get him a ring so he can get himself a ring, right? Or you can go with the year of the Tiger. It is the year of the Tiger. You can have the Bengals win, and it becomes a start of of a new dynasty, and then Joe Burrow becomes the next Tom Brady. I mean, I didn't say that. Everyone's saying that. Like, literally, it seems like this is just pumped out into the media, the comparisons to Tom Brady. Then I'm thinking to myself, okay, Tom Brady just retired, but even before, right before Tom Brady retired, seemed like I saw a lot of articles out in sports media about Joe Burrow possibly becoming the next Tom Brady. Then it dawns on me, oh, okay, this is maybe some tentative plans. For whatever reason, maybe, I don't know, maybe Patrick Mahomes is not going to be like the next big thing. I don't know. Maybe they went in a different direction. Maybe they think Joe Burrow is more marketable. I don't know. There's a lot of things at play here. And after listening to me and after checking out this video, Is the NFL Fixed and Rigged on Fantasy Football Counselor, after listening to me and listening specifically to a guy that wrote a freaking book about NFL rigging, I don't know how any of you can actually just believe that everything you see in sports is 100% real.